It's time once again for another Splatoon 2 Splatfest. Let's just go ahead and jump straight into things here. Not gonna be going for too long tonight because I do have some stuff I need to take care of, so it's gonna be a pretty short stream, about an hour probably at the most. But for this theme, we have time travel versus teleportation, the showdown of the two power-ups, which honestly is kind of a weird yet cool pairing of power-ups at the same time. Because I honestly wasn't expecting them to go with time travel of all things as a power, to go against teleportation. They're two really interesting powers. Just flat out, I'm just gonna say that. It's a really cool idea. So for this Splatfest, I'm on team teleportation. So that's the one I would pick if I had to choose between the two. Time travel's cool, but teleportation, honestly, to me, gets a lot more use. You can do a lot more with teleportation in life, so that's the one I pick. Looks like I still have some posts off. When I do the announcement videos, I usually turn off post display, simply because I don't want weird things popping up in an announcement video. You know, the usual weird crap you would see in these lobbies you don't want to have show up on a random YouTube announcement. It kind of push people away, which I don't want. Alright. So I'm going to jump right into the pro battles. This is just me. So let's just go ahead and get started. Yeah, this is going to be a short one tonight, but it's also going to be a little bit of a test stream in a way too. Because right now I'm locally recording my gameplay footage as I'm streaming this from the same capture card. And I don't normally have an easy way of doing this because if I've recorded Splatfest footage in the past while doing these live streams, I would always split the signal between the capture card I use to live stream here in this computer and then a second capture card so that I can get raw, uncompressed gameplay footage without any kind of extra filters on top of it or recording the stuff that the stream hears, like my voice, other people in the call as well, the intermission screen, stuff like that. This time I'm going a little bit different. I'm using one capture card for this. So I'm trying to see how this works. I'm pretty much sending my capture card's feed that you're seeing now from one program to another. It's a little complicated. But, I mean, we've got some time to talk here, but let me just look at this stage first a little bit, because this is an interesting looking stage. Like, having these, I don't even know what they're actually called from the single player, I can't remember off the top of my head, but having these little, I'm going to call them missiles in this regard, these splat bomb missiles to launch at people. Now that's going to be fun to mess with. They're all over the stage. These are deadly in single player because it's a one-shot KO to the Octarians. I wonder how that would work here. Can you get the third guy? Yeah, well, the other one died. Oh well. I'm not too worried doing that area, so let's just get out of there. Oh, speaking of getting out. Dead. Yeah, this is a very interesting stage. I just like the idea of just people hiding behind barriers and then shooting the barriers at their opponents. That's just a cool idea. Looks like they're already taking the game. I don't know what team is already pushing ahead more because I haven't had a chance to play it all today. My first chance actually having to play some Splatfest, so yeah, this is going to be a grind. I'm not going to get to the max rank, definitely, but it's not a big deal to me. I have more than enough snails at this point. It doesn't really matter how high my rank can get, because I have more than enough probably to survive the entirety of the game at this point. So the entirety of its lifespan while I'm playing, 400 snails should be more than enough to work with for re-rolling gear, adding new slots. Pretty much anything I really want to do, I should be okay with at this point. Yeah, this is really not looking good for us. Every time we turn around, we get inked backwards. Wow, that was a nice vertical shot. I thought I had enough for a bomb. Just barely out. This is not good. I'm surrounded by two people. Yeah, one with a roller and one with a umbrella, so it's no out of that. Takes about 3 shots from my gun to launch one of these things, really. I was hoping 2. I think it's about right, though, from what single player makes you do. Like, about 3 shots from the splatter shot was normally about the same for launching these things. I was about ready to get out of there and then launch my missiles. That probably could have won the game. I have no idea if we made it. I don't think we did, because that looked like it was really bad at the end. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Doesn't look like it's that big of a gap, though, but I did expect to lose regardless. Oh yeah, that's right. Last time I played, I was testing out new gear, so my stuff may not be the most helpful for Turf War right now. Let me just see what I have on, because I didn't even look. Yeah, this is stuff I was still grinding up. I'll play with this for a little bit, and then I'll probably swap my gear around. Use stuff I'm more familiar with. Yeah, so far things look like they're working pretty good. So, how am I actually doing this? I mentioned it very briefly earlier, and then I really got sucked into the stage design. But, normally, I input my capture card, the HD60S, into OBS directly, and just let it use that to stream out the footage. This time I'm using a second copy of OBS on the same computer, and I am putting the capture card directly into that, taking that capture card feed and sending it back out to the OBS I'm using to stream right now, using a plugin called NDI, which is pretty much a network source that can send data out to a different computer entirely, or the same exact computer in this case. So I'm using 2 instances of OBS right now. It's kind of weird, but it's actually really cool I can do this. Actually, it's not the first time I tested this NDI thing, because I did this, I think when I was doing my Titanfall 2 live stream last year. One of those parts I actually did an NDI stream of one computer to another, just to simplify capturing a bit so I didn't have to use a capture card. It's a really cool yet popular plugin I see a lot of people talk about now, and I can see why. It's really helpful. I haven't had much of a chance to use it in the past, but now using it just for the capture card thing makes me kind of want to try using it for other things too, and just see how much I can push it. But I will just stress that there are any weird hiccups with the gameplay on the stream. It could be because of how I'm doing this, so if things sound like they're maybe desynced, like if the audio and video don't sound like they're lining up, or the capture looks a little weird, like something's happening, then just let me know and I'll do my best to fix that. I may just go back to a normal setup, because if all comes the worst at that point, I know how to really fix it. It's just to do what I normally do. I figured, you know, it's going to be a short little stream, and I want to get some of the Splatfest footage for the eventual Splatfest coverage for the Let's Play over on YouTube, so might as well just try this. Only about an hour of just pushing my computer to a weird extreme. Let's get out of here before I'm dead. And now let's use my tenor missiles. The quad, let's go. Those are the strats. Get away as soon as you get your special and then just nuke them. Alright, they're in danger. I mean, it doesn't really matter if we win or lose this one since we're fighting our own teammates, but I want those points. So, to me, it's gonna matter. Balloons are ready to pop. Yep, there they go. Now they're armoring up, the looks of things. That's just to play this one defensively until that armor runs out. Ah, just barely too. I think if I got like maybe 2 more shots into the squid, then I would have lived and they would have died. Man, this is real bad. We went from pushing them to danger to us being in danger. Ow, I hate when I'm running out of ink while trying to fight someone. Alright, get out of here quick. Good. Now let's take my missiles. Okay, there we go. That's probably the best I can do. I could have got 3 in, but it would have wasted too much time, and I don't have much time to waste. In fact, we're going to lose this, because there's no way we're going to be able to get out of danger this fast. Yeah. Man, we were doing so good until, you know, the last minute stretch, then everything fell apart. Why? I'm not confident in my teaming. Like, between my own gear still being experimental and then my team itself, I'm not confident. If I lose the next game, I'm gonna get new teammates, because maybe it could just be that too. Who knows? I'm really hoping we don't find our teammates again. Thank you. As soon as I say it. Good luck. I don't know how often we'll find our teammates today, because I don't know which side would be more popular. Honestly, to me, I think that this theme is pretty, well, argumentable, let's just say. Like, it's pretty easy for people to make a side for both of these powers, so I can feel this one could be a little more balanced compared to some of the other themes we've gotten in the past. So I'm hoping that means it's not like a 70-30 split. We already fought our own teammates. I can already tell that this team is probably more popular. I don't know by how much. Man, no one's near each other. This is the best I can probably do. Is that a booyah bomb? Yeah. Get him out of here. Yeah, this guy just came from above, but didn't look like it was very inked much. That was weird. He just kind of went down the ramp, I guess, so perspective is a little bad on that. Get out of there. Well, that was a good bomb throw. I'll take it. Yeah, let's stay away from that. This guy's pretty aggressive with the umbrella again, because he's mad I killed him. Now I did it twice, technically. I didn't kill him the first time, my teammate did, but I kind of helped lead to the death. The guy would want revenge. Fortunately for him, it didn't work out, because my timing apparently was better than I expected with the bomb throw. I'll take it. Good timing is good timing. Oh, what happened to the air target? I had locked onto the dude, and then it went away as soon as I fired. Oh, rain cloud's on us. Oh, well, at least we got the takedown. I'm fine dying if the guy comes with me. It's a good trade. I'm gonna jump back to our teammate. Hopefully he doesn't die on the way. Good. Yeah, we definitely got this one in the bag. There we go, perfect. My one teammate just stopped. It's like, oh, I know we're good, so I'm gonna just stop playing now. And that's one good step in the right direction. We'll probably get to at least Defender before ending this tonight. That's gonna be my hope. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to get to Defender because that's not that high of a level. If we can get to Champion, that'd be really cool. I don't think that will happen. If I have any spare time tonight before this ends, then I might be able to do that on my own, but that's the highest I can see myself going for this one. No max ranking. Yeah, so far it looks like this whole NDI thing is working out pretty nicely between the two different versions of OBS. It's kind of a pain, honestly, to run 2 copies of the same software at once. I had to actually go and download the program itself as a zip file, because when you go to OBS's website to download this program, they give you a couple of different options of how to download it, and one of them is just a zip file, so you can install it manually. So what I did was I downloaded the zip, and I had to make a new text file inside of the OBS file itself called Portable Mode, just so it would work when I have another copy of this opened. Because if you don't have that text file, it literally just needs to be a blank text file with that name. But once you have that text file in the root folder OBS, then it will open up no matter if there's another version of the software running or not. If you don't have that text file saying it's a portable file, then it will just act like you installed it on your computer. So if it sees another version of OBS, it'll just go, hey, you can't do this. Turn off one version before you use the second one. It's kind of weird. Not gonna lie, it's kind of weird, but it's an interesting way of getting around that. A quick little fix. And really, this is more or less one of those situational cases, like who's gonna actually use multiple versions of OBS at the same time, but it's more or less for people doing like what I'm doing, where you want to local record and stream at the same time without capturing certain things in your local recording. So I'm capturing this gameplay with nothing on top of it, with no extra audio sources or anything. And that's really the only use case I can see for multiple instances of the same program running at once. It's just for a weird case like this. From what I've seen, some people actually do this with different versions of OBS. Like, people will use one version of OBS, the stream, so they use OBS Studio, and then they'll use one version to local record, like Streamlabs OBS. I've actually seen a lot of people do it that way, where Streamlabs OBS is what they use to stream, OBS Studio is what they use to record, and that's how they send the stuff around. Interesting idea. I've never used the Streamlabs build of this software. I don't use Streamlabs really myself, so I don't have a use for a lot of the extra widgets that they have for their own alert systems. That's the only benefit I can really see using that over normal OBS, because it's more integrated with our site, which means it's easier to use the alert system. I don't really care about those alerts much. Like, maybe one day if I find it worth doing, but as of right now, when you're a small streamer, it's not really worth using the alerts. At that point, just be more personal and thank people for the things to do, the donations, the bits, all that stuff. It's easier at that point as a small streamer just to do it in a more personal level instead of just a notification on screen. But after a while, those can get distracting. Especially the follower notifications. Oh man, going to a big stream, like with like 1,000+ viewers, and they use follower notifications is the worst thing, because they never stop. And when you're on a big stream, you have a lot of exposure, and having follower notifications for that, ugh, it's distracting. It's extremely distracting. Yeah, I don't think we got this one. Although, we're making a good push now, so I would hope that this push is enough. I don't know if it is. Oh, definitely not if we all die. Yeah, we're all dead. That's game. Well, and as soon as my team revived, they all go out in squid bags, so that means they gave up. It was a squid party. That's good. Great. I'm gonna back out real quick and I'm gonna change my gear around, because it doesn't look like this is gonna help. Yeah, it's the only other problem as well. We're playing the pro mode. The clout won't go up if we lose, so it's better if we get more wins than losses right now. Really gonna be beneficial if we get more wins, because then I'll get more of a level up streak. I know I don't need to actually lead the lobby to change my gear around, but this is more for getting new teammates. Because honestly, if we're going to have people just do a squid party at the end, I'm not going to stick with that. To me, I just don't want to deal with it. I get why people do that when you're on a losing streak, but to me, it shows signs of giving up. Even if it's only like a 2-second marker, I still don't like that, personally. So I'd rather find teammates that probably won't do that at all. Let's go with these shoes. That should be good. Alright, let's find a new team and hope we keep on fighting time travelers. I mentioned it earlier, but this theme I think is a really good one to argue. I picked teleportation myself because honestly to me, I feel like teleportation is more useful than time traveling because you need to go somewhere all the time. And being able to teleport from place to place, it would be super convenient. You wouldn't have to worry about cars, wouldn't have to worry about airplanes, none of that stuff. You can just go from one place to another in a split second. Meanwhile, time travel to me would seem a little more situational because you would really only do that in moments where you need to go forward or backwards to do something, like go backwards in time to prevent something from happening, which is kind of a very messy situation. No matter what you look at, there's a whole different theory of how that would work if time travel was real. Whether it be it would mess with the time flow, so you would alter history and that would be a problem. Or you have multiverse theory where you alter one timeline and because of that you make a new one. It's just confusing at that point. I think teleportation is more simplified and it has a more use case and it won't, break the whole laws of physics. So, yeah, there's that. I don't know, if I had teleportation, that'd be really nice, because that would allow me to do so much in life. Be able to visit friends I haven't been able to actually meet in person. Be able just to travel back and forth between pretty much anywhere I needed to go. Like any kind of jobs, going out to the store, going to see a movie. Like, it would be super easy by just having a teleport from one place to the other. It's like, no, instant transmission. Teach me that. I would love the instant transmission in real life. That'd be cool. Now, there's a guy right up here. Yeah, it's a brush of all things with a special. Of course, he has to have a special ready. This one is the problem, because I've been noticing our teammates keep on dying to him, including myself. So if we don't take this guy out of our base area, we're going to die as soon as we respawn, and that doesn't help. Although right now, we're pretty much pinned down no matter where we go. Yeah, he just jumped down, so he avoided the bomb, but he's getting away. At this point, I'm better off just focusing on special gauge. Oh, really? I didn't even see the roller turn around and fling. It just happened so fast. Whatever. At this point, I don't think we're going to win the game regardless because they keep on killing us in general. So I'm just going to push ahead and not try to go for kills at this point. Just try to be more defensive. Really? Oh, that's a sniper. That's a problem. At this point, I'm just going for survival. Yeah, that was rough. We kept on dying to the brush of all things. I think it was either the brush or the roller. It was one of the two usually came up and killed people. Let's see those deaths. I want to see what actually killed us all. Yeah, I was right with the roller and the brush. Although the charger did a lot, honestly. It did more than the roller guy. Yeah, there's just a lot of killing in that game, and it wasn't on our side. You're all the deaths, unfortunately. Really? Can't have a Splatfest without a communication error. Well, my favorite are the abrupt ones where you're not doing anything and nope, you're dead. Connection kicked. You would have thought, paying $20 a year, they would invest more money into these servers, especially during big events like a Splatfest. Nope. That's not happening. Problem with this game is that it is peer-to-peer, but they do have to have a server online just for people to connect to it, so you can actually get your information updated, and that's what breaks half the time. It's their own end, it's not other people's, it's just so annoying. At least we got more time travelers. I thought we got the one game against our own teammates. I mean, I don't trust it anything. You can never trust anything when you get a game against your own teammates. That just makes you worry. And we got the Algo over there, so anyone got a Master Ball, go catch it. I remember those legendaries being some of the harder ones to catch in this series because they had such a low catch rate, which made things really difficult. Like Gen 4 legendaries were just some of the hardest ones just to actually capture. I mean, those worst ones out there. The roaming legendaries are always the worst because that's the one thing you want to deal with, right? You want to keep on dealing with like this 1% chance of running into something in the wild. If you don't put it to sleep immediately or throw a Master Ball at it, it's gone. Next turn. Yeah, that's everyone's favorite. I was also thinking Gen 4. They did that a lot. There was a couple roaming legendaries, I believe, in Gen 4. Or Gen 3, Gen 4 actually did a lot of roaming legendaries. It's been a bit since I played both of those gens, so I'm trying to remember. I know Gen 3 did a couple as well. Oh yeah, no, I think that was maybe one of the worst ones. Because of Latios and Latios being one of those things too, and I think there's other roamings that you could have got. Now, again, it's been a couple years, so I could probably be 100% wrong on this one. I do know that Gen 3 was one of the hardest generations in general to actually get a full, complete national dex on, because holy crap, they wanted you to buy so much. You pretty much had to buy every single game and have access to pretty much every single game in the Gen 3 lineup, which included the GameCube ones. So you needed Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and you wouldn't need Coliseum and XD. You may be able to get away without Ruby and Sapphire and have all the others, but it's still ridiculous. And then there was a lot of event Pokemon that you had to be in person for to get, because you could only do that in certain locations at the time, so a lot of event Pokemon just kind of disappeared from 3rd gen after that whole thing died. Honestly, nowadays, there is no reason to feel guilty about hacking in event Pokemon because they are some of the worst things in the entire franchise, honestly. Event Pokemon are just terrible in general. They're fun to get when they exist, but then once they kill the mystery gift servers, or if it's just an in-person event that just doesn't exist anymore, yeah, it sucks because that thing is gone forever and there's no way to get it back legit. So hack it in. I wouldn't care at that point. We gotta keep him in danger. This is actually getting really close. It'll be down to the wire at this rate. Oh, that's bad. Get me out of here. I think we won that. Even with all that crap at the end, I think we still got it. I hope we still got it. Yeah, we still got it. Okay, good. I was worried there at the end, especially with that barrage of missiles coming down. That made me fear, thinking that, yeah, that's pretty much game for them. But no, it wasn't close enough to be game. We still got it pretty nicely. Time is it now? It's 8:52. All right, so I just say it'd be about an hour stream. So probably going for another 15 to 20 minutes at the most. Then I unfortunately do have to sign off, take care of some stuff before tomorrow. To be fair, this is a bonus stream because Splatfest only happened on weekends, and I made this commitment to myself that I would stream a Splatfest every time it came up, and I have not missed a single one. At this point, I am committed. Especially when I had to stream one Splatfest when I was on my vacation last year. That is how you know I'm committed to this project. So if I'm this deep into streaming every single Splatfest, I might as well just continue it until it's done. Which at this point, I don't know how many more left we really have, because I believe when the game first came out in 2017, Nintendo came out saying that they're gonna support the game with updates for a year, and then support the Splatfest for 2 years. And they had to actually backpedal a little bit on their way with the updates with the game itself, because updates were supposed to stop 1 year in, but they last until the end of 2018, so that's a year and a half. They extended the support for this game. So now makes me question, are they going to do the same for the Splatfest, or are they going to keep their word and say it's only going to be about 2 years worth? We'll have to see. Hey, Hyper Kirby, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, it makes me think about that. Like, they technically extended support for the updates themselves. It makes me think, maybe would they do the same for the Splatfest? I guess it depends on how many more themes they have left. Who knows? Because I kind of killed the first game, Splatfest, quick, but that's because the first game was on the Wii U, and that system was dying in 2016. I mean, that kind of made sense, unfortunately. It was a good business move for them to stop. Yeah, figures. I was going for someone else, but it didn't work out. Should've just shot the one missile. You're playing some of the Splatfest earlier. Yeah, this is my first time really getting to play it today, and I can't really play it for too long, because I do have to be going in about 20 minutes or so. But, yeah, it's an interesting theme one. What team were you on, out of curiosity, Hyper? As you can see here, I'm on Teleportation. Oh, didn't even see the air guy down there until it was too late. And it's a 96, so of course that kills you quick. Mainly Splat dualies. I mean, those are pretty good, honestly. I mainly just use the splatter shots. It's only because of my muscle memory. I'm so used to holding down the shoot button when jumping. I like dualies, but every time I use them, I jump and shoot, which means I do a dodge roll instead, because I hold down the shoot button while jumping. And that messes with my mind so much. Oh yeah, on Team Teleportation as well. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't heard really who picked what teams for this one as much as I usually do. So I don't know who would be what team this time around. Although from what I've seen, it's more diversive, so I feel like this one would be a pretty even team matchup, like maybe a 2 or 3% gap in the team's percentage. Yeah, the dodge rolls on the dualies are really nice. Like, I do like using them for certain modes. Like, I'll use them for some of the rank modes, because honestly, in the rank modes, that could be a life or death situation by doing a dash and just dodging out of the way. But something like this, it doesn't matter as much to me, because I can get away with just swimming quick out of the way. I mean, you're trying to cover ink in this one, so I'll just use usually whatever. Mainly something that has tendon missiles because of coverage. I don't really care about the killing part. Speaking of killing, teammate's dead. I am so sorry. Get out of there now. I don't know. If my teammate keeps on pushing up there, that could really help. Man, that's really close. Honestly, I don't think we would have won if that teammate of mine pushing into the enemy base would have got killed. If they got killed, we would have lost. Because I think that extra push in the end is what really helped. Watching both you and Empire stream Star Fox Adventures. Yeah, I've seen he's actually been streaming the game a little bit. I think like last I seen, he just got done with the second stone. So now he's making his way to the third planet chunk, I believe. That's always a good game to watch. To me, it's just an underrated game in general, so it's always a good time to just watch someone play it. Especially to hear their first impressions, since people are kind of mixed on it. I don't know, I honestly think it's a good game. Yeah, it's not very much of a Star Fox game, but it wasn't originally made to be one. And if you look at it in that way, then it's fine. Because honestly, it's a really fun action-adventure game at that point. It's pretty much Zelda with a Star Fox character in it. Never played before personally, so I enjoy watching others play on Twitch or YouTube. Yeah, again, it's one of those, like, it's pretty... Oh, come on. Can't have a Splatfest without disconnects. It's a pretty fun watch just to see, especially when you're watching someone's first playthrough. Because it's just, I don't know. To me, I just think it's a good game in general. It was a good rental game as a kid and picked it up years later. I watched some of the playthrough that Used Pizza did, like about a week or so ago on his channel. For his Pizza Fest. And that was also a good time. What I've seen, the game emulates pretty well, too. To be fair, nowadays, honestly, I think GameCube emulation is way better than what it used to be. Because now it seems like it's pretty stable no matter what kind of computer you use, which is a good sign. I still prefer to play on the original hardware if I can. At least it's good to see that in a pinch it works. My favorite Star Fox game will always be 64 and Assault. Yeah, I can agree. 64 is probably still my favorite Star Fox game. I really enjoy that one. Assault's pretty good too. I still gotta go and like pick up a copy again because I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. But it is a pretty good game. I know people were more dispersive on it because half of it was... Oh, come on! We just got back from a lobby disconnect. Don't do it twice. I just want to play a game. But yeah, I know more people were diversive on Assault when it first came out because half of it was R-Wing, the other half was ground missions, and people didn't care about that back then. It's fine, honestly. The ground missions could be better, but they're not bad. Like, they're still fun, in my opinion. My favorite parts were always the R-Wing stuff, though. Because it's just pretty much Star Fox 64 at that point. Just higher graphics. Which Nintendo picked up where Assault left off. No, he did that with Command, but the game is basically fanfiction. I think that's the problem. Because when they made Star Fox Zero, they rebooted the series again, because I'm pretty sure Nintendo had no idea where to take the series after Command. You have to either pick one of those endings and make it canon, or you have to forget the game entirely and pretend it doesn't exist. It's the only way they can really continue, and I guess they weren't up for it at the time, so just rebooted the series again to be safe. I want to see them continue it, honestly. It would probably be easier if they just continue where Assault left off. Because that had a proper ending, but, you know, the team is all still together. The only one that's different at that point is Peppy would just be kind of there. He'd probably be in the same role as Rob at that point because he can't pilot anymore, he's retired. He just can't fly. But they can easily do that because he was already a side character in Assault, so they did it there, they can do it again. I just kind of want to see him do another one, period, because I honestly enjoyed Star Fox Zero. Yeah, the controls take some time to get used to. And that was a lot of fun. But it did not sell well at all. It tanked. It tanked hard. And I think because of it, now Nintendo's going to be more hesitant on making a new Star Fox game for a while. Which is a shame, because honestly, if they tried it again, I think it would do much better now, because it would be on better hardware. The Wii U was not the best hardware to make a game like that, because it was very hard to develop for, and doing the two-screen thing was just a little confusing. And now you can't really do force motion controls on the Switch because you have to consider the portable mode too. And you can't do force motion control in portable mode because not everyone can shake the system on the go. It won't work. So I feel like this system would force them to do a more normal control scheme as well. So I feel like if they tried it again, it would actually work fine. Say like they made a Star Fox Zero 2, continue where it left off, and they do it on this platform, it would probably control way better because they have a much better control scheme. Like even the gyro on this system is technically better, so motion control would work easier on this system if they went that route again for some reason. I don't know, there's a lot of wishes. I highly doubt they're going to do anything with the series for a while because of how bad Zero sold. Which is a shame because honestly, that one outing shouldn't deteriorate them from making a whole new game, but it probably will because Nintendo usually does that. If something doesn't sell well, they'll just let it sit for a while and do other things that they know will sell well. I mean, who knows? There was that leaked Star Fox racing game that pretty much doesn't exist. So, who knows? Anything's possible. I don't believe that leak because, why? That was a leak from last year. It didn't even turn out to be anything. Yeah, Star Fox Zero is pretty much a modern Star Fox 64. Yeah, pretty much. It's an HD version of the game in motion controls. That's pretty much his big thing. Which is why some people liked it and some people didn't. Even if they can get over the controls. I know some people were mixed on it because they didn't want to see Star Fox 64 again. At that point, they just told people to play the 3DS version instead, because it's the same thing. So I can kind of see. A lot of people hated Zero because of the forced motion control and the fact that Nintendo basically reusing the same plot. Yeah, but that's pretty much. Like, if they did it again, but actually continue somewhere else, I think it would probably work out a little bit better. Same for they didn't do forced motion control. And as I said earlier, they probably would do okay now if that was the case on the Switch, because you can't do force motion control in portable mode. That would just be a terrible idea. I don't know, I kind of hope they do something with the series again at one point, because it kind of needs to get another game. You can't just let Zero be its last game, because that's not a good way to go out on in terms of sales. Holy crap, our 96 got 12 kills and we still lost by a good chunk. That is actually insane. Well, at least I got to Defender, so that's some good progress at least. I can end on that note and at least know I get a decent house snails. Alright, let's go ahead and continue on. Gonna hear how Nintendo's trying to force Crystal, trying to forget Crystal was a thing. Crystal, interesting character. Get to know more about her backstory, what planet she was from. Yeah, that's the weird thing I have too. Every time they make a new game, I kind of forget Crystal's really a thing because in Command, she had a lot of weird things going on in the story, which I didn't really care for. It made her feel like a damsel in distress or just this, like, whiny character for no reason. And it's like, why? She had such development going on at the end of Star Fox Adventures. Even Assault was pretty good about her character, because she was more of a, like, kind of a damsel in distress there in a way, with that, you know, love factor of Fox, but she can at least fend for herself there, and she had more of an independent value in Assault, which I liked. And we didn't get to see much of her in Adventure, because 90% of the game she was in a crystal. So, kind of hard to tell when she's trapped. I did like her character development at the end, where she didn't care for Fox at all, and then realized, oh wait, he saved my life, now I like him. So she did have character development. Kind of want to see what they can do with her, period, instead of just nudge her to the side and forget she exists, and make another Star Fox as SNES plot again. They rebooted that plot like 2 separate times at least. 3 counting the 3DS remake. It's a little too much. Command felt like it didn't know what to do with Crystal. Yeah, that's pretty much what I think too, because the multiple endings. It was hard to tell what they tried to go for there, because every ending made her look almost like a completely different person. It was weird. That's the problem with Command in general in terms of story. Like, it's a fun enough game to play, but story-wise, it's just a mess because there's so many different endings. None of them really make that much sense. Honestly, the best ending in my opinion of that game, at least the ones I've seen, is that Easter egg ending, basically. You know, the one that referenced F-Zero. That's the best one just because of the little in-house joke of that. Like, oh yeah, Star Fox joined the F-Zero team now, basically. They become kart racers. And there is a character in F-Zero basically modeled after James McCloud. So it's cool to see that link in the F-Zero, but that's like the only thing that's cool about the ending. It's just that it links to that. The reasoning is a little weird, just in terms of how they quit. It's like, all right, we're done with this. Time to be racers. Excuse me? I don't think that's how this works. I can't remember what ending I got when I first played. I think the ending I got when I first played the game years ago was I got the one where Crystal left the team and then joined Star Wolf. I think that's the one I got. It's been years, honestly, since I last played that. Like, I played that back in high school. I think it was like my sophomore year, so that was almost 10 years ago. Oof. Actually, wait a minute. No, at this point, it would probably be around 10 years ago, because I played it around this time. That makes you feel old when you think about that. Alright, let's get out of here. Almost didn't get the triple, but we got it. Didn't have enough time to get away. Wait, there was an auto bomb in that mix? I thought the Octobrush killed me, not a bomb. Okay, sure. Go with that game. Makes no sense, but I'll take it, I guess. I think that was enough, because they were kind of close to danger at one point. That's hard to tell, because it's kind of even in the ink. Ah, not even enough. Favorite ending in Command was when Fox and Crystal got married and had a kid named Marcus. Would love to see a game with their son take up the Star Fox team. Yeah, that's right, that was one of their endings too, where they got married and had a family. I almost forgot about that one. That honestly feels like one of the better endings in there because it gives their characters closure. Because they've been pushing those two together since Star Fox Adventures. And then to see that kind of ending, it's like, yeah, it's pretty wholesome. But then they kind of forget that Crystal even exists in Zero because she's nowhere to be found. That technically takes place before Adventure. And I want to see them just try something new and not the same thing again. There's just so much they can really do, if you want to be honest. Sakurai didn't exist since she's assist trophy in Smash Ultimate. That's true. To be fair, it's hard to tell if Sakurai forgets any game exists with all the little references he has in Smash. There's just so many random little things you never even knew existed, and then it's in Smash Bros. The guy does his research, that's for sure. I read an article earlier today that was actually interesting. It talked about how Sakurai, he was happy with how people are receiving all this new stuff in Smash. Like, he's happy to see people's reaction to Joker and the positive reception to his character. But he's also sad that they didn't have enough time to really do more cooperative stuff in Smash. I guess he wanted to add more, like, multiplayer modes, specifically focusing on a more cooperative focus. Like, I guess, I don't know what that would actually mean, because they've been updating Smash Ultimate with more co-op stuff, like the whole Spirit Board now being able to play with up to 4 people. I guess he wanted to do more modes like that, but he just didn't have much of a chance to do that. So I feel like my controller is drifting slightly to the left here when I'm holding it still. Yeah, I am not moving this controller at all. Let's recenter that. That's a little terrible. Yeah, isn't much better. I'm glad there's a button just to reset your control, because that would be a problem. I had to play the whole game like that. Oh, that was close. I hope he takes a long vacation because health's important. Yeah, he does definitely need a break after all this Smash stuff is done. I'm just curious what he's going to do after Ultimate stuff is all finished up now. Wow, I got 2 people with that. Nice. Then I die immediately afterwards. That's not nice. I wonder what he would do after, because after he did Brawl, Sakurai wanted to do his own thing and not Smash Bros. Games, so that's why he made Kid Icarus Uprising. And then since then, he's pretty much just been working on Smash Bros. Between the Wii U and 3DS games and now the Switch one. It makes you think, would he be able to have enough time just to do his own thing again? Make a whole new game, maybe a whole new IP, who knows? Or would he just have to go back to Smash because Nintendo says, please make another? This is every time. If he doesn't want to make another, then Nintendo asks him to, and he's like, alright. Because he knows that he's the only one that could really make the series into what he wants to see. That's why he just does so much. The dude just does so much stuff and puts himself at risk. Please take a break. Commend him from working on his games despite serious health issues and make fans happy. Yeah, it's true. Like, the dude pushes through it. He just wants to see the best thing come out of his work. He wants to just have the fans happy. He wants to just do his best in general with this stuff. You can definitely see it with how he puts so much time and effort into his projects. Now, the only problem I have when I hit that stack on the other side is that it goes immediately into a wall, so it's not effective at all. Alright, at this point, let's get into a corner here. How many targets we can get? Not that many around. This is probably my best. I think we got it. It looks almost close on their end, but I think we got enough. Wow, barely too, by 5%. It's insane. I think I have enough time actually for one more game, then I do have to unfortunately cut it there. I do have to take care of some stuff before tomorrow, because I'm going to be gone all day tomorrow. I got to do some stuff to prep for that. So let's make this last game a good one, please. Let's not have our teammates fight each other. Let's not ever do that again. To be fair, we only had that happen once tonight. Now that I say that, we're just going to have another teammate v teammate battle. That's my luck, so hopefully we didn't jinx it. Although the rate this is taking to search for a battle, it's probably gonna kick us. Yeah, I feel it's gonna kick us any second. Alright, well. It was a good lobby when it lasted. We'll just have to make a new one just to find our last game. Oh no, never mind. Thank you. I hate it when it's taking forever just to connect us again. It may be doing that because some of my teammates do decide to continue playing, but then they don't actually... Really? Well, I had a feeling this was gonna happen. Alright, I'll get one more game in then, if that's the case. I can't push too much past that. I guess that'll work, because then I'll use up my ticket. So this and then one more proper game against our teammates, which should hopefully be the next Please game. Yeah, but I think sometimes it hangs on that screen if a teammate decides to stay in your lobby but then changes their gear out, but don't like how it just pauses like that. It's very worrying. That makes you think that you're going to get disconnected entirely. To be fair, very easy to do in this game. We've seen it multiple times in the past. These servers barely function during the Splatfest. Wow, I actually got a kill from that. Okay. Nice, I'll take the win. Don't really matter that it's early on to get kills. Ah, it's a hammer. Ah, please. Teammate! Why? Dude, you literally just walked past this guy trying to kill me. That is not a good teammate. One of those I'm gonna save myself kind of people in a team-based game. Yeah, that's not good. Here we go. Oh, he's already back in the corner. Okay, well, I'm not gonna bother then. Or just the ink more area and avoid them. Oh, that was 4. Okay, I only thought I got 3. I'll take the quad. Can't believe E3 right around the corner. Yeah, it's coming up quick. E3 is like, what, 3 weeks away at this point? It's pretty close. Although at this point, take anything you read on the internet with a grain of salt, because I've already been seeing really stupid rumors go around. Seen a rumor the other day that Banjo-Kazooie's coming back, and it's like, okay, how? We have literally zero information about it. It's just some random dude posting about it somewhere. Like, that's heavy rumor. There's no sourcing, there's no images, there's nothing. This is always my least favorite portion of the year. It's like the E3 build-up, I despise because of the stupid rumors. There are so many bad ones to trick people and to get clicks. I like speculation, but holy crap, some of this is just... ugh. Makes you think how people think some of these rumors will be believable. How they're just super vague. Yeah, you really can't take rumors seriously, because none of them really have credibility, if you want to be honest. Even ones that people say they have sources to, half the time they don't really matter because the sources either are wrong or don't really have trustworthy information coming from them. Like, some people source these outside sources that were known just to be wrong in the past, and they think they'll get away. No, we can see through it, you know. I mean, we're still waiting on those Switch Pro and Switch Mini rumors to be real since day one. I mean, I laugh every time I see a Switch Mini rumor come back out and saying it's happening. They've been saying that since the Switch launched in 2017. It should have happened by now, if that's credible. If Nintendo does it, I wouldn't be surprised. But we have no credible information. Even when we have big news outlets saying it's going to happen, we still have no real proof of it happening. And then they say it's delayed. It's like, how is something delayed that we don't have a date for? It just doesn't mean it exists yet. So it's a heavy speculation at that point. Okay, good. We're fighting the time travelers. Alright, good. This will be our last game, which is good because I have one more experience use out of this, so good time for my ticket to run out. Like that guy over there is just called Evil Dude, and we got Frostbite on our team. Probably a problem because that engine's crap. That's what's killing BioWare. Yeah, I feel bad for those guys. Like, BioWare wants to just do so much, and EA is just pretty much like, no, do our thing. Like, this happened with both Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. They wanted to have more time to work on their stuff, but it just didn't happen. It gets rushed out. They want to use other things, and EA says, no, use this instead. Oof. That's why no one likes that company. They're one of the worst out there in terms of gaming scene, just because they are terrible about how they treat people. Like, really, if Anthem didn't use Frostbite as their engine, they probably would have had a much better running game. Like, BioWare flat out came out and said the biggest problem with development was the Frostbite engine EA told them to use. They couldn't use anything else because of that. EA just pretty much told them, use this only. That's just dumb at that point. You hate to see someone just fail, but you hate to see it even more when it's because they're being held back. I still remember around the time there was the whole Anthem story coming out, just why it did so bad. There was a quote from the people working at BioWare saying they actually wanted Dragon Age Inquisition to fail, because then if it did, they could have just got away from EA at the time. They probably could have just got out of their partnership with them, moved on to a different publisher, and they probably could have done more stuff with their games. But unfortunately for them, and good for EA in a way. Dragon Age Inquisition sold really well. It was like a contender for Game of the Year, I believe, at the time it came out. So, yeah, that means that EA is going to want to keep you around. And now, honestly, we don't know what's going to happen to the company because of how bad both Andromeda and Anthem's been doing. So, who knows? At this rate, maybe EA would just do the normal shutdown routine they do to these game devs, which is sad if that's the case, because people want to see BioWare succeed, but they can't if EA just decides to pull the plug. They need funding. And if EA won't do it, then they're pretty much screwed if they can't find someone to take them up immediately. I mean, I've never really played any of their games, to be honest. I haven't played Dragon Age, I haven't played Mass Effect, I haven't even played Anthem. But I know people really enjoy their stuff. It'll be sad to see them go, because they do make really good games. It's just that when they're not held back from making their games like EA's been doing. If they're not held back, then they can make some really good stuff. And we've seen that with their early work. But then later work, when things succeed and EA gets more involved, that's when things get a little dicey. Also a weird unintentional pun since they own a company called DICE. But you get the point. I think we lost this game. Kind of ramble through the whole thing, not really paying attention to score much, but I'm pretty sure we lost. Yeah, but that's actually a kind of big gap too. I hate to leave it on loss, but I unfortunately do have to cut the stream here because I do have to take care of some stuff, and don't have much extra time really to continue. So we'll have to unfortunately leave it there, but maybe we got the Defender at least, and we saw this stage a couple times, which it's one of the cooler design shifty stations. Probably one of my favorite ones I've seen in a while. So hey, that's a good silver lining. And for now, it was also a good test of this local recording thing, so I'm going to kill the local recording. And there we go. Now I should have local, uncompressed, unedited gameplay, which is cool. Don't have to have my mic on top of it. So we'll end the usual way. The memes. You gotta see how weird this community gets. I do believe the post should be back on now. Yeah, there you go. They're working. What the heck? Oh, yeah, I get this now. It's from one of the Family Guy episodes. I think I remember that episode question, too. This one is just a bunch of pearls because she keeps on going back and forth through time. Imagine that, multiple pearls because multiverse theory. That'd be a little freaky. Where am I? Yeah, good question. I can't even make it out in the picture because it's too small. The giant clock. That's pretty interesting. It almost reminds me of the one clock card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, it's not the same thing. I could tell. But yeah, it kind of looks like, I think it's like Time Wizard. It's called. Looks somewhat similar. A whole bunch of times in the back. That's pretty cool. Bunch of years. It's a good post. And that squid just teleporting away. And there's just so much happening here. It's looking like that's Pearl in the bed. Marina teleports in to say goodnight. Ah, Song of Soaring. There you go. I was waiting to see if we got some other game references for this. And that's honestly one of the coolest ones to me. Imagine if this is the index warp version where you just warp everywhere. Oh, that's cool. Hat Kid and Proto Man of all things. I haven't played some of the other games, so I don't know how Proto Man fits in this, but Hat Kid makes sense with the timepieces. Yeah, some really good posts this time around. I mean, you got some usual weird posts or jokes, but what I'm seeing for the most part here are some really clever ones. That almost looks like the instant transmission thing. In fact, that's probably what they're going for with the two-finger thing on the left. That's what you have to do for instant transmission. Hold 2 fingers up to your head. Got some really good posts this time around. Yeah, no, that was still pretty fun. Maybe a short one for me, but still enjoyed the Splatfest overall. It's honestly one of the cooler themes we've got in a while. Simply just because, this is an easier one to argue. Which power would you like more? I have more use out of teleportation, but time travel has its own uses too. Yeah, it's a really good Splatfest. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed it.